Hi, I'm Troy, and welcome back to another on-the-road video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com. Stop. Before beginning any repair, always be sure to disconnect the power to the appliance. It is also recommended to test the outlet for proper voltage. Remember to also turn off the water. Today we're going to be replacing the Icemaker on this Whirlpool French door refrigerator. We're replacing this Icemaker on this unit because the unit is not making ice. We have power to the Icemaker. We have power that is not coming out of the Icemaker to the valve when it is in fill. So what we're looking at is when the cover comes off the Icemaker, there's going to be a bunch of letters with ports that you can put your meter leads in. And what we're gonna check is from V to N, which is valve to neutral. When we have the Icemaker in harvest mode from V to N for approximately 3 to 5 seconds at the fill, we should have 120 volts going down to the Icemaker. And on this particular one, we are not getting the 120 volts down to the valve from the Icemaker, so we're going to replace the Icemaker. The tools needed to complete this repair can include a 1/4-inch nut driver, a flat blade screwdriver or tack puller, and a pair of pliers. So now what we're going to do to start on this repair is we're going to remove this top shelf so we can have access to the screw that's under the Icemaker and to the 2 screws and easy access to the wiring harness. To remove this shelf, you basically have 1 1/4-inch screw on this side and another 1/4-inch screw on this side. We remove those screws. After they are removed, this bracket right here pops up a little bit on both sides, and we can pull the shelf all the way out. And then there's 2 more clips on the back side of this shelf that we will need to release to be able to get the shelf out. So now we're going to go ahead and remove the 2 screws. We'll start on this side. Remove that 1 screw. Now we're going to move over to the other side to remove that screw. With the 2 screws removed, you'll notice that this piece now can come up. Same thing on the other side. And we're going to go ahead and pull the shelf all the way out so we can remove the last 2 retaining clips for the shelf. We're going to pull it out and remove the ice bin. With the ice bin removed, we have 2 little push tabs inside here. These 2 little push tabs, I find it easiest to take a flat blade screwdriver and use it to push the tab in. When you get the tab pushed in, you're going to lift up slightly. Repeat on the second one in the back. You can probably see now that this has popped up a little bit, it's now disengaged the wheels. So we're going to go ahead and just pull it forward till it hits on the front, slide it forward. You got slid forward, we can now remove the whole shelf. So now we're going to go ahead and remove this retaining screw right here, and then there's 2 more retaining screws up on the top that the Icemaker sets on. So we're going to start by removing the bottom one. For ease of removing the Icemaker, I remove the 2 top screws as well, and then when I put them back in, I start the screws and then set the Icemaker back on them. But for right now, we're just going to remove both of them. With the screws removed, the Icemaker falls down. You can now, the setting down here, you can go right on ahead and unplug the harness from the back wall. Once you have the Icemaker removed, we'll now be able to go ahead and install the new Icemaker. So now with the new Icemaker that we have, we also have the old Icemaker here as well. So what we're gonna do is we have to transfer a couple pieces. One, we have to transfer the wiring harness and the shutoff arm. So what we're gonna do is start the shutoff arm. You're just basically gonna remove the arm from the head of the Icemaker and then remove it from the fill housing in the back. To remove it, you're just gonna pull it out. Once that comes out, the back one, the same thing. Remove that out, and to install it on the new one, it's easiest if you put it in the Icemaker head first. So you're gonna put it in the Icemaker head, and then push it all the way in so it's back in position. Once you have that back in, you can now pull this back slightly and put it into the hole that is there, and secure it all the way in place. So now your Icemaker arm can go up and down. The new Icemaker is gonna come in mid-cycle so that when you shut the door on the refrigerator, it's going to very quickly get to a fill and then fill the Icemaker. So now we're gonna take and remove the wiring harness. The wiring harness is in a clip, which we're gonna take and bring with us. You can use a flat blade screwdriver, or I like to use my tack puller and just flex it up a little bit so you can slide it off. Once it's slid off, you'll notice that you also have to remove the sensor from the old Icemaker. It's in a clip down there as well. And remove that. Once that's removed, you'll notice that the plug right here is just a simple push and remove. Now once you have that out of there as well, you can set the old Icemaker to the side. And on the new Icemaker, it's just reverse operation. You're gonna plug it in. Once you've got that plugged in, put the sensor back in place. And then the clip that is holding the wires, you'll go ahead and position back. And like mine is loose now because I had flexed it up so I could remove it. I'll take a pair of pliers and just crimp it back down a little tighter again. Once it's crimped back down tight again, we can slide it back onto the mounting bracket and hold it in place. Now we're able to go ahead and reinstall the new Icemaker. So now that we have the parts transferred over onto the new Icemaker, what we need to do is we need to put the 2 screws that go up top back started ever so slightly, so they're just in position. But once they're started in position, now we can actually hang the Icemaker back on those 2 screws. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna hang the Icemaker back on its screws. We're not gonna plug the unit in yet, meaning we're not gonna plug the Icemaker in yet because we're gonna wanna remove power from the unit before making this connection. So we're gonna hang it in place and secure it, and then we're gonna pull the unit back out from the wall to remove the power so that we can plug it in and make sure that we're getting the ice that we need. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take and set the Icemaker on the hanging tabs and make sure that your fill line is going into the actual fill cup. You set it on the screws and it's held in place. Now we can go ahead and put the bottom screw in. With that screw in, we can now tighten the top ones back down. With those tightened down, you'll see that we do have the harness right here that we'll be able to go ahead and plug in. Yours may have went on the bottom like mine did. You can make it so it goes on there if you want, or what I'd like to do is push it back up the other side so that it comes over the fill tube, and then it's easier for me to plug it in. So we're gonna leave that there for now, pull the unit back out so we can remove power, and then plug it back in, and then test for ice production. With the unit off, we're gonna go ahead and plug the Icemaker in, and then plug the unit back in so that we can then test the Icemaker for functioning. So now with the unit plugged back in, you may or may not be able to see because I have to turn the power, I have to push the light switch, but we're gonna look and we're gonna make sure this arm, which it has, it's moved down, and we're gonna check for water into the Icemaker. We're gonna use, I basically just use my finger, check for the water. If there's water in there, I let the customer know the first batch or two to dump out since we're touching it. I'm gonna use my finger, put it in there, and I have water that is in the Icemaker, which tells me that it is now cycling properly and filling with water. So now we're gonna go ahead and put the shelf back in. To do so, you're just gonna slide it back into position, get it down inside, and set it down. So you may notice on this unit, this bar right here is gonna slide under this. It's gonna do it on both sides. So we're gonna go ahead and push the shelf back, lift up on each side, and we're gonna slide it under, and we're gonna slide it all the way in to start with. Once that is in all the way, we're gonna take and replace these two screws we had taken out. So now we're gonna go ahead and put the two screws back in that came out of the front. Do the one side, and then you're gonna look over and go ahead and get the other side in. Now that you have those screws in, we still have to engage the back rollers on this shelf. So what we're gonna do is pull it all the way back out and push those tabs back down in position so that it is now engaging in the actual roller assembly. You slide your shelf out. Once it's all the way out, this is the part that we had lifted up last time. With it all the way out, we're just gonna push it back down. Once it's back down in position, that one's engaged. We're gonna come over and do that on the other side. Once that is down, now the shelf is engaged in the actual roller, and that completes your repair. Thank you for watching another quality repair video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com.